Welcome to a new episode of the Fireplace, a warm and welcoming space where we discuss all things cultural diversity and multiculturalism. In this episode, I'm talking to Lisa Ward, the Chief Executive Officer for ECCQ. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you very much, Edward.
It's amazing to be in this environment and see the work that you're doing.
Yeah, welcome to our beautiful residential aged care facility, Belasco, here in Indooroopilly.
Thank you. I know we have a number to talk about, from aged care for multicultural communities and very sensitive national issues that are happening right now. But to kick the ball rolling, I just wanted to find out, the question of aged care can be challenging in a culturally diverse society. ECCQ delivers aged care through Diverse Care and Belasco's Code. How can Australia ensure that cultural identity and language remain central to care as Australia reforms the entire industry, more specifically aged care system?
Yeah, it's a really important question, so thank you for this. And just as a bit of background for you and your viewers is Ethnic Communities Council of Queensland entered into aged care in the 1980s, and it was really because the multicultural communities at that time, who were aging at that time, did not feel that safe within mainstream aged care facilities.
Right.
And as the peak body, they were advocating to government, saying you need to have culturally responsive aged care. And as a result, the government actually gave ECCQ some money and a building that was located here in Indooroopilly and said, why don't you start up your own centre? So It sort of came by mistake, but
Blessing in disguise.
Blessing in disguise. And we are not an ethno-specific provider. We are a multicultural aged care provider.
Right.
So we have a lot of different cultures. Here at Belasco Residential Aged Care, I think last time I found out there was about 24 different cultures that are here. In Diverse Care, I actually am not sure, because we've got about 1,500 clients that we support, 115 here, but 1,500 through Diverse Care.
Right.
We do have some strong representation of communities, so we've got a large Vietnamese community that we provide care to. We have Polish, the Croatian, so very diverse. And often we've got staff that we've employed who are bilingual, bicultural, and we've trained them up as they've come in, whether it's to be an assistant in nursing or a home care worker. We provide them with the expert knowledge as well as on the job training. And that's really important for us. Obviously the registered nurses and enrolled nurses, we recruit them as usual. We find that we are overwhelmed with applications from multicultural communities.
Oh, really?
In a world where nursing and caring staff are at a shortage. They feel safe. So that's how we work. It's very much so bilingual, bicultural workers. We train, we support our staff to make sure that the client's culture and their needs are at the centre of what we do.
Right.
You can probably hear in the background, we've got a cultural event here today where we're celebrating different cultures with song and music with our residents. But moving on to other aged care, because we can only do what we can do, there are ethno-specific organisations, which is fabulous for those that have them.
Yeah.
But the mainstream organisations, that's something that is very important, that they too hold cultural safety as a core element of what they do.
Right.
In the new Aged Care Act, that is an actual requirement for service providers, and they will be audited and scrutinised on making sure that they're doing that.
Right.
We actually provide a lot of support to mainstream aged care providers, and we do that through government pays us to go into those organisations and build their cultural responsiveness and learning.
Great.
One thing that I think we would like to be able to do more of those is to provide more guidance and working within the organisation and structures, because cultural responsive training is really important, but it's only one element of making sure that an organisation is culturally safe and culturally responsive.
Thriving.
Because it's a cultural change, isn't it? It's something that it's got to come from the essence. It's got to come from leadership. So there's still a lot of work to be done, but at least we're getting there. And if people are concerned about an organisation that their family might be receiving care from and they don't feel it's culturally safe or responsive, we're very happy to help and be connected and with the organisation and come in and provide the support that's needed.
Awesome. That's very positive in terms of being responsive to what Australia's population is all about.
Yes.
Multicultural and very diverse.
Yes.
I should assume that the systematic changes that are happening in the aged care industry have already been taken care of as far as your service delivery is concerned.
Yeah, the 1st of November this year is when the new Aged Care Act came into place.
Right.
A lot of the new requirements we already did here within ECCQ and a lot of aged care, but it was formalising those. There's still an awful lot of work to fine-tune what we're doing in all aged care providers. It's extensive change, particularly for the new support at home, including as a business. Obviously, we've got to operate as a business, and a lot of the back of house, I guess, the IT systems, the financial systems, have had substantial change, even the government ones. So we're making sure that all aligns. But a lot of communication to our clients. We've done a lot of translation of documents and provided manuals. Here today, actually, in this building, we've had a lot of our home care workers come in for refresher training. We do that regularly. They're out in the homes. We need to bring them back in and keep skilling up. It's an ongoing process.
That's amazing, forward-looking and strategic too.
Yeah.
Now, talking about the community where our aged care are coming from, and having mentored and worked with multicultural associations for decades, what are the biggest challenges that small community groups are facing right now? And what changes at state and national level will better support sustainability of those culturally formed groups from the community?
Yeah, a really good question. We know that the multicultural associations and organisations vary in size and length of time that they've been established. And with Department of Multicultural Affairs, Queensland, as well as Queensland University of Technology, ECCQ has been working with them and with our community organisations through focus groups to understand what the issues are for our communities. We also hear an awful lot, as you say, over the years we've been working with people. Some of the issues, obviously money is a big issue for organisations because most run off volunteering. When you've got some of the bigger organisations as well, like I'll use the German and the Polish, they've actually got clubs and the Greek club, and they've got quite established facilities. However, even they are struggling in different ways. Some of it's money, so they've got business models that are running across, but sometimes some of their communities might have probably moved on from just wanting to associate with their specific community, and they've got a broader network that they're working with. So they're going through change, and adapting to that change is something that is working well for some, but most are struggling with that. A lot of people talk about how the younger people aren't willing to step up and get involved. We hear that a lot. But we also engage with the young people and hear their views, and sometimes it's from their perspective, we very much so want to be involved in our community, but we might want to do it in a different way. So building those connections with the elders and the young people, and how can you learn from the elders and learn what works well, but then tweak it to a new style. But that's always a struggle. Yeah. The other big issue that is most multicultural communities want their own dedicated space.
Right.
And they want their building with their name on it, and it's a place of pride. But to sustain that, and sometimes councils might give a peppercorn, like a $1 a year lease for communities to lease that. But the expectation on paying bills, opening the doors, managing that facility, keeping the lawn mowing, and keeping it clean. Insurance is a big issue. There's a lot in there. So the next part of our research is actually to work with community on what are some sustainable solutions in that, and learning from others. So maybe I'll chat with you later when you've got a bit more information.
Probably, yeah. We could share notes and see what's happening all over. But I think that more importantly, what I would say is the issue of sustainability, getting the younger people, like you mentioned, into the fort, so that there's that sustainability.
Yes.
I think there's need for creating something that could attract young people to take over and move with the groups and the community in a special and the way that works for them.
Yeah.
I think that's one way of strategizing on how we sustain groups that are culturally diverse and cultural specific.
Yep, I agree.
Now, your healthy service delivery provides programs in different and many languages, and also tackles issues like chronic disease and sexual health. What lessons have you learned as an organization about building genuine trust and also a culturally diverse community when it comes to health service delivery?
I think the word trust that you said is the anchor point. ECCQ has been around since 1976, so and it is a member-based organisation.
Right.
So the community, really drives the work that we do. So we do a lot of listening to community to understand what their needs are, and we genuinely support the needs of our multicultural communities, and that helps to build trust.
Right.
With our health programs, the ones that you mentioned just then, our chronic disease program and our bloodborne virus sexual health team, both of those teams have been around for 20 years, either nearly 20 years or just over 20 years. And the staff, particularly the leaders of those teams, are highly skilled and qualified.
I could imagine.
In our Ji Honggu, who actually heads up our bloodborne virus team, she's renowned internationally as well as nationally for the work that she does as an expert. But the model that those teams have is we employ people from the community. So we employ people, generally a lot of them have been in the medical space in different areas like chronic disease. They might be nutritionists or GPs or nurses, same with the bloodborne virus team. And either they are working and they work with us on a part-time or a casual basis to provide support, or they want to do work with community. And so we've got bilingual, bicultural staff. That's the key. I mentioned before with aged care, bilingual, bicultural. It's great to get information in your language. Translation is important and good, but it's got to go deeper than just having materials translated. Understanding in language. But understanding the culture and to actually provide that bridge, and they know what it was like at home, and this is what it's like here. So providing that understanding of back home you may have done this, but here in Australia this is how you go about it. It's really important. But when you're talking about diseases such as HIV, hepatitis, there's a huge amount of stigma as well around that. And understanding that trust again comes back in, and we don't ask clients to come to us, we go into the community, deep into community, and we work. And even one-on-one, we're very conscious of the privacy. We are audited around the work to make sure we sit within Australian standards, the work that we do, but it's done at the grassroots level, and that is so important. So people feel like they know how to look after themselves and look after their families.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That's so amazing. So it sounds like very personalized, and every person is treated with respect and the way they would expect to be served in terms of health service.
And we communicate through different channels. So there's the face-to-face, individual, group, whatever, family sort of support that we provide. But we also provide a lot of education and support through other communication mechanisms like podcasts and we obviously social media, and different communities use different channels. Like some use Facebook, some like WeChat, some like WhatsApp, you know. Some prefer traditional newspapers, like particularly the Chinese, for example. So we do a lot in print media for some communities. So lots of avenues is important.
Yeah, that's really important. I love that you provide for each and cater for each and every diverse group that you work with.
Yeah,
I'm impressed with that.
Yeah, and that's good. It's important. Yeah.
Now, I want to talk with you about national conversation about migration and multiculturalism. We know this can be very polarizing, going by what's happening in the community and society right now. Some people frame diversity as a challenge rather than a strength. What role as ECCQ do you see yourself playing in shaping a more balanced and broader narrative?
Look, it's incredibly distressing times at the moment, and I was only reflecting at the conference I've been in Melbourne earlier this week. We were talking about, 10, 15 years ago, racism kind of wasn't a big issue as much as it is now. The narrative there was a lot more, about we and us. However, unfortunately, we've got media that loves to jump very quickly onto negative news because it seems to sell more. We also, I'm finding our politicians, there's a level of, I'm going to say it's fear on when poor behaviour might be happening within community. We expect our leaders, our political leaders, to get up and call out situations that are wrong and call a sense of calm and cohesion within our communities. But often we're finding the leaders are not coming out at that time. They're almost hiding. Some of the work that we've been doing lately behind the scenes is encouraging our leaders to talk, and I'm really pleased. Our current minister, Fiona Simpson, she has spoken out quite publicly recently on in response to some of the anti-immigration narratives, which is very, very welcome. We need to do this though at all levels of government. Our mayors, our councillors, our state government and our federal government. What we are doing, one is we put out our media releases as well, and we put out our views on this.
Right.
One thing that I'm finding that the narrative is often around the deficit of migrants and refugees. When they come in, they're a burden on society. And so the narrative we're really coming from is a strength-based narrative, and how valuable our multicultural communities are to our society, both economically and socially. We are a richer society. We all know this. It's very common knowledge. So we've got to be able to come back from that. One of the other things that we do is we work with community organisations to build their capacity, to run their organisations, to engage with their communities at the grassroots levels, but also a lot of them are very connected to our political leaders. Some of them have exposure to media as well, and we at ECCQ will stand up and say what we can to support community and support calm. We will never pick a side. We're often asked to pick a side, and we won't do that because we want community cohesion. But we need our leaders in the multicultural communities to take advantage of those relationships that they've got with the political leaders, and not just see them at events and invite them to celebrations. It's great to do that. That helps build the relationship, but we need to be all having those hard conversations, and at ECCQ we're happy to facilitate those discussions if need be. Some community leaders don't need our support, they've got that connection, but when shaking hands and posing for a photo, organising a time for a meeting to discuss some of the hard things that are going on right now and how we can get that support is really important. The other thing that is really important are the stories. We need to amplify the positive stories and the amazing achievements. We have awards. We Multicultural Queensland awards annually. We've got other. ECCQ has awards for women. We've got the Cleo Zinnius and the New and Emerging Women's award that we're about to release. Naomi should be putting out in the coming weeks, and that's always celebrated on International Women's Day. The awards there, but we need people to put people forward for that. People need to have courage and see themselves worthy and tell their stories. Share them with us, like apply for these, and we're happy. We're always nominating people, but strengthening our voice, and even the Australia Day Awards, we always nominate people for those, because the more diversity we see up on those platforms is incredibly important. The Brisbane City Council have their Multicultural Business Awards.
Right.
And I've had a few conversations with people who are going, why is there the Multicultural Business Awards and then there's the Business Awards? And it's great that there's an opportunity for our multicultural businesses to have a platform. But I'd love to see some of those businesses apply for the mainstream awards as well, and get the diversity there. So a lot of division is created through fear. And fear comes from not knowing, I think. And I'm an Anglo, Australian, and I would say the majority of my friends and my community are very multicultural. I've been in this space for a very long time, and it's very dear to my heart. I love the work that I do and the connections I've got with our communities. And that breaks fear down. And when you see people in different platforms.
True.
We really got to, we've got to change our language. We've got to be talking about us and we, not them and us. It's got to be uniting. We've all got to do it. Our leaders in community have got to do it. We at ECCQ have to do that, and our political leaders. Don't create more division. We've got to create and identify similarities.
Awesome. Oh, that's very insightful and deep and so rich. Leveraging
Yes.
the connections we have, the power we have,
Yeah.
the opportunities that presents themselves to us, awards, and all sorts of opportunities.
Yeah.
That's really great.
At our last members meeting, we actually had a former ABC journalist, Kirsty Nankaro, present.
Right.
And I did that intentionally, and as a journalist, she talked about getting ready for if you are meeting with a journalist as a community member, but also she taught us how to use our mobile phones to capture, because we're all posting on social media, but how do you post on social media with a level of advocacy and support, or representing your community from a strength-based? It's a medium to influence. So, and if community leaders want knowledge and support on how to advocate, how to support, we've got our youth ethnic network where we're working with them to highlight the issues that our young people are struggling with and how to resolve, and that feeds into our advocacy and our policies that we go to government with, and we will take our young people when they're ready to have those conversations and being able to articulate that well. We've also got our women's ethnic network and our members, and they're all platforms to be able to learn from each other. Contact us, we're willing to help in any way we possibly can.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. There you have it. ECCQ is ready to engage with you and help promote your story and facilitate any other activities, whether you're a member or not, to advance your agenda in the multicultural and cultural diversity space. Until next time, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Liz.
My pleasure. Thank
My
you for
pleasure
the opportunity.
too. I learned a lot.